What's up, everybody? I'm in my final day on Jewel of the Seas, and this is not my first time cruising on a Radiance class ship. For Thanksgiving, we actually cruised on Brilliance out of New Orleans, so this isn't my first foray in the Radiance class, but I definitely learned a lot of lessons from Brilliance that I took on to Jewel. So again, when I was on Brilliance, I did everything I loved and hate. So here it is again, everything that I love and hate about Jewel of the Seas. Now, coming into this cruise, just like the one I did on Brilliance, my expectations were managed and I knew what I was getting myself into. Therefore, I made the proper adjustments to make everything a lot better. And some of those things that I didn't like on Brilliance, I was able to either circumvent them or it's just, okay, I can live with it. Now, one of the things I hate about Jewel, and it's one of those things I hated about Brilliance, and that is the Centrum. I'm not a big fan of it. Me personally, I love the promenade. You can walk in and out of that area. There are lots of other little shops and things that are going on in the area where if there's something going on, it doesn't feel like that's just taking up all of your attention. With the promenade, everything is just so spread out and your attention's like elsewhere. It's not just focused on one thing like you would have in the Centrum. Now, in the Centrum, you're gonna feel more immersive in it in decks 4, 5, and maybe 6. Definitely above 6, you're gonna feel less included because you're gonna be looking down and the people are gonna look so distant. It's gonna be like, what's going on? Who is that? What's that? So decks 4, 5, if you really wanna have a good experience in there. But the thing is, if there's something going on, that's what's going on. It's loud, it's noisy. So if you're at Cafe Latitudes or Vintages trying to have a drink or something, what's going on in the Centrum can overpower what you're trying to do in the Cafe Latitudes or Vintages. Or if you're just trying to sit down and chill and have some peace and quiet, you can't have that in the Centrum if something is going on. So I'm not a big fan of it. It's really beautiful, do not get me wrong. It's a very, very elegant space, old world cruise feel, but again, not for me. Here's one thing I do love about Jewel of the Seas, and I said the same thing about Brilliance. That's the solarium. You cannot beat this solarium. It's covered, so it had the retractable roof. It's like a dome. I like the vegetation there and the Asian feel of it because you have the elephants and a lot of the nice colors. Temperature control, so on a hot day, that place can be cool. And on a cool day, that place can be a lot warmer. And of course, they have the Solarium Cafe or Park Cafe, whatever it's called on whatever ship you're going on, but it's called Solarium Cafe here. And you can get a drink, maybe some pizza, cookies, wraps, whatever they have to offer. But it's a really chill place. And compared to some other solariums that I've seen, I've noticed on this sailing, but of course, there were a lot of older people on the sailing. I noticed that this solarium was really chill, really chill and really nice. Here's one thing that I hate, and I hated it on Jewel. And of course, this was unavoidable. It's inevitable. It is what it is. And if you go on Jewel or any Radiance class ship, you're gonna suffer the same fate. Those pesky elevators. Now, here's the issue. Remember what I said about the Centrum, how it's so noisy and it'll drown out what you're doing? Those rear elevators, because there's only 2 sets of elevators on Jewel. You have the rear elevators, which are right outside the Centrum. Then you have the forward elevators right by, like, let's say the shops or the theater. So what happens is you press your button for whatever floor you're trying to go to, or going up or down. Then what happens is if the music is pumping and it's lively in the Centrum, it drowns out the noise of the elevator. So it will go ding, that's how the elevator sounds. Then you'll go to your elevator, but you can easily miss your elevator because you cannot hear it. And the thing is, there are 4 elevators on one side and then 2, if I'm not mistaken, 2 on the other. So you have the 4 on the backside that will take you up to decks 12 and 13, and then these 2 that'll just go from, up to 11. But the problem is you're having to look. So it's not like you're just standing in one location and there are all the elevators and that's all you have to worry about. No, you have to worry about the elevators here. Or if you're turning this way, you have to worry about the 4 back there. And then a lot of times, I can tell you from my experience being on a couple Radiance class ships, most people are not gonna tell you, hey, the elevator is there. Most people aren't. They'll just get on the elevator and just leave you hanging because that's one of the drawbacks of the Centrum. A lot of people just hang out in that little area where the elevators are. They'll just be standing there. And a lot of times you'll walk up and want to press an elevator And you're like, okay, I guess this guy pressed it already. But no, they didn't. They're just hanging out there. So it just is what it is. It's one of those things I hate. And there's nothing you can do about it unless you just take the stairs. Another thing I do not like about Jewel of the Seas, the pool. It's very underwhelming. You only get one of them. And then, you get your hot tub. It's not like some of the other ships where you get two pools, like, Voyager class, Freedom and above. You get two pools, you get multiple hot tubs and things like this. It's a smaller ship, but if you manage your expectations, let's be clear, manage your expectations, and you'll be fine with this. It's perfectly okay, but it's one of those things for me, it would be annoying. That's if I want to go into the pool, because hey, if the pool gets busy, you don't have anywhere else to go, especially if you're a child, or maybe you want to go to the solarium, but maybe you don't want to go to the solarium because maybe you want to get some sun and frolic in the pool. And then also they have the kids pool on the opposite side, and that's also underwhelming. It's like if your kids are, I would say, above 11, possibly 10, depends on how mature your kid is, they're not gonna have that much fun on the pool, the kiddie pool area. It's not like a Voyager class, Freedom class, or Oasis or freaking Icon class ship. It's not even close. So manage your expectations, know that before you go in, and hopefully you won't hate it as much as I do. But also, let's be clear, even though I do say I hate this, because I love transparency, I have never been in a pool or a hot tub on a cruise ship. So I know, sounds weird. Now, one thing that I did love about Jewel is the gym. Now, I just got off Brilliance. The gym, the layout is exactly the same. However, it's what's inside that matters. And what's on the inside, it makes a big difference. So on Brilliance, the dumbbells, I think they went up to 70. Here on Jewel, they went up to 100. On Brilliance, they did not have a Smith machine. On Jewel, they did. And they had a few other machines. They had barbells. They had a few other machines that they did not have on Brilliance. So what's funny about that is you would think a certain class of ship, they would have a standard across the board when it comes to like the gym, et cetera, et cetera. But no, each ship may have different equipment and different things. And it has more benches and stuff like that where, you can do incline, flat bench and whatever. So very impressed by the gym, because I was going into it thinking like, oh, okay, they're going to have the same stuff that they had on Brilliance, and I'm not going to be able to get as good of a workout as I was expecting. But no, I got a good workout. If you go watch the ship tour, you'll see the gym and the layout and some of the machines that they had, because I pointed out a few that was like, oh, okay. They got, actually, for the ladies, they got one of those kickback machines where you can work on your glutes and stuff. They got one of those. So I was like, impressive. Now, here's one thing I will love about every ship. It's the change room and sauna. It's free, a part of your cruise fare. And a lot of people don't realize this, but you can use the showers in the gym, and they're much nicer. Trust me, they're much, unless you're staying in like a grand suite, owner suite, royal suite, crown law suite, whatever. It's gonna be better. Like if you have a junior suite or below, let's just say that junior suite or below, the gym's bathroom and shower will be better than what's in your stateroom. The shower will be much better, bigger, much more, oh my gosh, spacious. And if you're a gym enthusiast especially, and you're staying somewhere near the deck where the gym is, I highly recommend you go there and use that facility. Because wait a second. I didn't use it this time. I just realized that I didn't even use it this time, but mainly because I didn't get that sweaty. And then also I was doing other things afterwards. So I didn't get a chance to use it this time. But I highly recommend it, and it's something that I absolutely love because it's a great feature, and not a lot of people take advantage of this. You'll see if you ever go on a ship. Now, there had been there were a lot of people in the locker room, but not a lot of people using the showers. So they have towels for you. You just bring like your washcloth and soap, but they also have soap there. So if you want to use the soap there, that's fine. Just bring your washcloth, boom, and change your clothes. You're good to go. All right, now here's one thing I hate, and I manage these expectations perfectly because I learned my lesson on Brilliance. And what is that? The food, the Windjammer, the main dining room. What did I do on this one? I got the unlimited dining package. I didn't have to worry about it. I did not step a single foot inside of the main dining room except to do the ship tour. But knowing what I know now and what I went through and, for Thanksgiving on Brilliance, I was like, I'm not going to suffer the same fate, because I noticed the food quality was different from what I have experienced on Mariner, Freedom, Harmony. And this was just like, I didn't want to find out the hard way, especially for 10 days. Exactly. So much different in the 7-day sailing to a 10-day sailing and 5 to a 10. But the food, I was just like, not very impressed. And ironically, I was having dinner at Chops this evening, and I was talking to a lady sitting across from me, and she said the same thing. She didn't like the food on this ship. So I was like, exactly. So it's up to you guys. I know Jewel is going to Fort Lauderdale, and they're going to do 3 and 4 night sailings. So if you want to get a dining package for that, I don't know if you think it's worth it, if the price is good enough for you, maybe you can do this. Now here's one thing I love to round off the video: the schooner bar. And again, this is another one of those contradictory things, like I mentioned with the showers, because I didn't use them at all on this 10-day sailing. I love the schooner bar. I love the size of it. I love how big it is. I love how festive and like how much stuff is actually going on in the schooner bar. It's the biggest schooner bar I've seen. I don't know if Icon has a bigger schooner bar. My guess would be yes, it does. But nice wood, a lot of glass, just very elegant, old world cruise feel and charm. I love the schooner bar. I did not hang out in the schooner bar, mind you. I did do trivia once, and that was about it. I don't typically hang out in the schooner bar. It's not really my vibe, but I do like that it's that big. And here on Jewel, you actually have to go through the schooner bar if you're trying to get to Chops, Giovanni's, the Safari Club, and go play pool. You got to walk through the schooner bar. So at some point, your fingerprints will be on the schooner bar at some point if you're going on Jewel of the Seas, which is, I guess, probably why you're watching this video, right? Now, to round it off, the last thing that I love, because I gotta end on a high note, the staff and the crew. It has been amazing. Very friendly, festive. I haven't run into anyone that was mean, but really fun time. I mean, I had a great time on this ship. I mean, absolutely lovely. Everyone was just smiling, very easy to talk to. And I've been on some ships where the staff is just kind of like, I don't know, maybe they're getting short, or maybe they just don't like it, or maybe they just don't want to talk. But this one, really, really cool. A lot of the staff, man, really, really cool people, man. And it sucks that I gotta get off tomorrow, but I guess it is what it is. Let the new passengers have it. I know sometimes people say the lower the class ship, the lower grade employees. I've heard this. I don't know if this is necessarily true, because of course, look, I'm on a Radiance class ship, and hey, I had a good time. The staff was great. And I've been on higher class ships, and this staff was great. Shout out to all the hardworking staff members, man. That's all I can say. My stateroom attendant, Jason from the Philippines, shout out to you. All of my waiters, man, the one guy specifically, Mahupa, I don't know if that's his name, but he's from India. He was working in, I think, Chops. Shout out to him. Really cool guy. And everyone else that I met on Jewel. Really cool. And I guess even if I didn't say what's up to you and you were on Jewel and you're a crew member, or maybe you saw me, like, shout out to you, this buzz for you. But that's it, guys. That's everything I loved and hated about Jewel of the Seas. Not a big list like some of the other ships I've been on. But again, just manage your expectations. You'll have a good cruise. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, because I'm here to help. See you in the next one.